You have some business to take care of and you need to find a toilet right now, but you can only use letters. Well, you wouldn't want to be stuck with the letter U, which is basically just a bucket that got promoted into the alphabet. Standing in front of it, I can see the vision. For a start, it has an opening, and in an emergency processed water situation, you could probably make it work. It technically functions in the same depressing way using a saucepan as a cereal bowl technically functions. You're allowed to do it, but everyone nearby learns something unfortunate about your standards. The problem starts when you try sitting down. Wait, hang on, is that supposed to say sitting, or is it supposed to say oh, okay, it's supposed to say sitting. Well, okay, sorry, it's a video about toilets, but okay, we're keeping it family friendly. Sitting on it, that becomes a problem, because where exactly are you meant to go? There's no real seat, so you're just hovering over a giant curved trench while your legs slowly start to shake more and more from the strain. One tiny shift in weight and you've got a whole other kind of cleanup to deal with. There's also the collection issue. U is very good at holding water. Too good. Actually, it would keep filling until eventually it spills over the top. Which, yeah, I don't really want to have to animate, and I don't think you want to see it either. So for this video, we're just assuming every letter has proper drainage and plumbing. Don't ask where the pipes go. Number 9. O. Take a giant O, drill an opening in the top, and suddenly you've got something that somewhat resembles a proper toilet seat. If you sat down, you'd honestly think, you know what, not bad. Compared to the letter U, this feels futuristic. If a caveman saw this, he'd probably claim it as his own and start immediately acting superior to all the other cavemen. But then we run into the obvious problem. What if your situation doesn't require sitting? What if you only need to stand beside it for a quick liquid donation to the plumbing gods? That's where O becomes annoying. There's nothing helping you here. The shape just sits there acting innocent while you suddenly realize this is going to require more accuracy than you brought with you today. So yes, O is comfortable, but it demands focus, and frankly, I don't trust you with that. Number 8. B. This is where things get strange, because if you rotate B 90 degrees to the right, it starts resembling something, and I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, you see what we're getting at. This is less of a traditional toilet and more of a portable, always-on-you toilet solution, also known to the baby population watching this video as a diaper. Convenience-wise, it's unbeatable. You don't need to queue or find a public bathroom, or you don't need to walk around a restaurant pretending you're admiring the decor whilst desperately searching for a tiny sign on a door, or other oddly specific thing that's definitely never happened to me. B is always with you. Always like a horrible little safety net. And do I even need to explain the downside? So yeah, B technically solves the problem. It just does so by taking your dignity outside and throwing it into traffic. Number 7. W. Let me ask you something. Have you ever left a group to go for a quick toilet break and suddenly felt lonely? No? Well, too bad, because W is here to solve a problem nobody had. The W toilet is a social experience. You get one dip, your chosen companion gets the other, and now you're both locked into a bonding activity that no relationship was built to survive. You can bring a friend, you can bring a sibling, you can even bring your partner along if you want to find out exactly where romance goes to die. I mean, you're so close you could literally hold hands. Aw, cute. But what are you meant to talk about while you're simultaneously going? The weather, weekend plans, whether the angle is better on their side? No, absolutely not. It's just awkward. W is technically functional, but socially catastrophic. A toilet should support you, not test the legal boundaries of friendship. Number 6. S. Now we're finally entering the comfort zone. Turn S on its side and suddenly you've got a surprisingly impressive design. The upper curve becomes a smooth little seat, and right underneath, the lower curve is sitting there ready to do bowl duty. For sitting, this is probably the best one so far. It actually looks quite comfortable, which is an odd thing to say in a video where one entry was literally an adult diaper, but that's not all. Come at it from the other side and it also functions like a urinal. So S is covering both major use cases in one flowing design. And now I don't want to overpraise a letter for being a toilet, because that feels like a dark place mentally, but this is genuinely good. But be warned, this one can be quite dangerous. That smooth shape is comfortable, but it's also dangerously slide-like. Sit back just a bit too far and suddenly the toilet stops being a toilet. It becomes more like a splash pool. Anyone know the best letter for a shower? Because after this, you're definitely going to need one. Number 5. C. C stands for camping, because that's exactly where this toilet belongs. If you turn C on its side, suddenly you've got a rugged little outdoor solution. It's the kind of thing you'd use in the woods whilst trying to convince yourself this is character building. Just you, nature, and a letter that has been forced into a job it never applied for. It works like any other sort of temporary toilet. You just kind of use it and then simply tip it back up to empty it. It's definitely practical, but it's a little bit medieval for my taste. I mean, sure, camping already involves pretending sleeping on the ground is fun, so fair point, dignity wasn't exactly at the top of the agenda. But the key here is location. You probably want to use this near the edge of a cliff or somewhere with a steep drop, because otherwise emptying it becomes a much more personal issue. If you tip it over near you or anywhere near your campsite, you've basically created a localized disaster zone directly next to your tent. Enjoy walking around in your own used water, Bear Grylls style. Number 4. Tea. Now I know what you're thinking, how is tea this high in the list? It doesn't look like a toilet, it looks like something you'd use to open a medieval gate. And that's because you're using it wrong. You actually hold it like a pickaxe and then you've got to find a quiet patch of dirt and start digging. And suddenly you're connecting with your ancient ancestors, back before plumbing came along and made everyone soft. So after your makeshift hole has been dug, you handle your situation and then cover your tracks with the same dirt you removed. I will admit that, yeah, okay, it's slightly humiliating, but that's just between you and the trees. I'll tell you who this is for. This is for the people who hate technology. People who think flushing is too advanced. In fact, people who look at a porcelain toilet and go, seems unnecessary. And if you really want to connect with nature, don't even use the T next time. Use your hands. Number 3. J. J is for anyone who looked at normal toilets and thought, yeah, but what if this had more danger? If you take the J and then attach it to a tree or somewhere high using a rope, and then sit in a curved hook, it's like a tiny little suspended seat. And just like that, you've invented the swing toilet. Is it a good invention? Morally, no. Mechanically, still no, to be honest. The curve gives you a surprisingly decent seat. It keeps you suspended above the ground, and from there, processed water can head directly downward. Think about all the things this is going to improve. Your bladder will thank you, the grass underneath you will thank you, the random person having a picnic below you will thank you. Oh wait, okay, no, they're not thanking you. They're throwing rocks at us instead. But yeah, this one requires trust. Trust in the rope, trust in the branch, trust in your own ability to sit in a dangling letter without somehow turning it into a news story. And based on your track record in these videos, I wouldn't trust you to sit in a normal chair without making it weird. Still, it's comfortable and inventive, and stupid in a way I respect. Number 2. Q. Q is where the toilet design department finally started cooking. For this one to work, you need to turn it upside down. I know, rotating letters again. The comments are already typing angrily, but we're ranking alphabet toilets here, so, maybe realism left the building several minutes ago. But anyway, once upside down, Q becomes surprisingly excellent. The circular body gives you a proper seat area, cut a hole beneath it, and the basic function is sorted. But the real genius is the tail. Suddenly, it's not so much just a plain old toilet. It actually reminds me of a recliner with plumbing. You can sit back, relax, and for once your spine isn't being punished for trusting the alphabet. And if you only need somewhere for liquid to go, Q also fixes O's biggest issue. With Q, the backrest is multifunctional as it helps to guide the situation so things are less likely to become a decorating problem. Excuse me, what is this video? I can't keep this is disgusting. Okay, we're almost done, let's keep going. Only downside is maintenance. The backrest is doing a lot of the work, so give it a proper wipe afterwards. And definitely keep your girlfriend from looking at this invention or she's going to silently pack a bag and leave. Number 1. G. Now, straight out of the box, G is terrible. It's really cramped and awkward. Just looking at it, you think, where do I sit? Where do my legs go? But add one simple hinge to the top part and everything changes. Because suddenly, that awkward upper section becomes the perfect toilet seat lid. You lift the hinged top, sit down on the curved opening, and it actually works. The main body gives you a proper bowl shape, the surrounding curve gives you support, and when you're done, you close the lid like a civilized person instead of leaving the whole thing exposed like some kind of barnyard setup. Oh hey, and look at all these toilets in a weird arrangement. Wait, it spells out subscribe. Well, alright, if you say so. See ya.